Hello and welcome to another episode of Words Are Bullshit. I am Sean Foley.
I'm David Scott.
Well, last episode we talked about a lot of interesting things. I might have mentioned Chicken Day. I partaked of the greatest holiday known to man. Did you?
I really don't want to talk about that great national shame.
For those of you who do not know, Chicken Day is a holiday that was created by, I say holiday, it is created by Popeyes, where you can get two pieces of chicken for $1.
Popeyes is the first place I remember doing it. Are you sure they created it?
I don't really know. I do know that it's so good that Churches does it as well. But what's really funny is Galveston. I went down to the island a month or two back, and they do it, but they do it for like $1.25 or something. It's not $1.
That's sad.
It's really sad, right?
It's not Chicken Day in Galveston.
They do their own Chicken Day that's not as good. It's like a Chicken Day tax.
It's like going to an Indian reservation for Thanksgiving.
What? No. No. How is it like that?
I'm just saying.
As in, it's still Thanksgiving, but it's like thanks-taking.
It's it's this thing where not everybody celebrates the same holidays.
You could have been like, it's like Thanksgiving in Canada, where it's like a month early and no one really knows why it's Thanksgiving there.
Well, see, they're still in the New World. I mean, if you really want to be like, what's it like, you got to go to the UK or something.
What's really funny is, did you know that they actually have? Can't remember. I think it's Thanksgiving. No, it's 4th of July. You can actually do a special 4th of July trips in Europe. See like Ben Franklin's office and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
I don't think they do anything for Thanksgiving there because,
Yeah.
It's kind of like against it. It's like, hey, thanks for the ride. We're not paying you taxes.
Technically, the Pilgrims,
They did pay taxes, of course.
they did pay taxes, and on top of that, they also paid their own way. They were running away. They were refugees.
That is true. What were they? They were refugees for religious reasons, right? Most of them.
Yeah.
They wanted to be more Christian than they were allowed to be, or
I really,
it's been a while.
It's not even that it's been a while. I'm not even going to pretend that I ever got had a full understanding.
Because the way it was explained to me was wrong, apparently. I was told that it was for religious freedom. And that to me meant maybe they wanted to be different religions, maybe they wanted to be, different sects of Christianity. But then I was told by somebody, if anything, it was so they could be Christian more than they were allowed to be. I'm like, that's religious freedom. Okay.
Well, it's, first of all, it's muddied because you get lied to as a child.
Flat out. It's...
No, yeah, and, honestly, I can understand why schools kind of tell lies early on. It's like, we don't want to explain what really happened. It's not even at that point, it's not like, there's adults who will lie to you maliciously. They're like, oh, it's fun to lie to kids, because then they believe things that are wrong.
There's a big thing called an Easter bunny, and it lays eggs and hides them.
Yeah.
Because you want to eat their babies that are chocolate.
But with schools, I'll give them the credit. Most of the time, it's just good, honest laziness. It's difficult to explain and make children believe difficult concepts. So, when it comes down to why did people leave Europe? Religious freedom.
Religious freedom.
Yeah,
that makes perfect sense as a child. It's like they didn't want to be Catholic. They wanted to be not Catholic.
Yeah. Why did the Civil War happen? Slavery.
Because cotton's so expensive.
We can't think of another reason.
Yeah, no, it's slavery.
That's real easy, but it makes it a moral issue.
Yeah.
And moral issues are very easy for children to understand.
Yeah, I mean, there is a good side and there's the side that lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now that's been mentioned, I did want to bring up the fact that last week was Penny Arcade's 15-year anniversary.
It was.
And it was pretty cool. They actually redid one of their comics, which is funny because it was brought up during when Star Wars was releasing all of their movies with, Han shooting first, or Han not shooting first and all that. They were like, well, are you ever going to redo any of the Penny Arcade comics? And then they were like, then they did the Penny Arcade comic with like, what was it, like Chicken Walkers or something in the background?
I didn't see that one. I saw the first one being redrawn. I don't see why he bothered doing it, though.
Yeah, first one, it's just not, the script isn't the greatest. It's dated material for a game that, was 15 years old, so most people aren't going to get the reference, So, I mean, it's cool to have. Like, I had a friend who did a webcomic, and for a project for school, she redid, like, the first 15, or I think it might have been just the first 5, actually. Through time, things grow in your mind,
Yeah.
It's like, of course they did that! They did 20 of them! And it's probably, like, more like 3. But anyways, she did the first 5 comics, redrawn.
All over the map with this number, 15, 20,
28
5.
comics. She had 28 comics,
Okay.
2 of them. Anyways, that she redid, and they were pretty cool. But for that one, it's just like, I don't know. Maybe he wanted a compare and contrast of where they've come from and where they are now.
You could have just held them up next to new ones. I mean,
yeah.
As an artist, I mean, I wouldn't really call myself an artist, but I mean, I like art and I like drawing and painting and indulging in the arts.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say I prefer making new things.
Mm-hmm.
Because at some point, if you go back and you just keep fixing the things you made before, you're never going to make anything new. You're never done. It's really true. At some point, it's not that you've ever finished anything, ever. It's that you just decided when working on it more would not be productive.
That's a very good point. Speaking about their first comic, it was about, the game was like called Sin or something?
Yeah.
It was like a PC game, of course, and it had like horrible load times. Like, the punchline's kind of lost on this generation because they're all like, besides like installing games, they don't really, like, what's the longest load time you've ever had to wait in the last 5 years for?
The last 5 years is a long time to remember.
Okay, last year.
Last year, honestly, load times have been disappearing. Not like disappearing,
Mm-hmm.
but they're shorter than they've been in a long time.
Exactly, I mean...
Of course, I'm not really fair to ask because I'm a PC gamer now, and I've got solid-state drives in, like, all my machines.
Okay, well, maybe I can mention this. I don't remember, and I recently switched from 360 to PC because I had to sell my 360.
Yeah.
But, I it's my computer. You can't sell what you check email with,
Mm.
That would be a bad idea. But anyways, I'll be honest, load times ever since the Dreamcast have gone down exponentially. Like, they found better ways to hide load times. Like, I remember Marvel vs. Capcom, they'd hide it in a way where it's just the normal thing. You're always seeing something moving, and it's not a bar, so you don't even know that that's a load time. But nowadays, it's like...
Really? That worked on you?
That worked on me, yeah.
Right.
I mean, when I'm used to seeing, like, Mortal Kombat on the PlayStation, where you go to that versus screen where you have 2 guys staring at each other, and it has, like, they're all, like, posed, and it's, like, loading. Period. Loading, As opposed to now, where it's just... There's really no load times for the most part. If it is, it's...
Games still
like
load.
5 minutes. Or, sorry, it's like 5 seconds tops. And it's like,
It can
as
be
opposed
longer
to...
than that.
Well, I remember back when I was a kid playing PlayStation, you could go and make a sandwich.
Yeah.
Drink some milk.
I remember some of the load times for some really crazy games. The original Far Cry.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. Upward 90 seconds, 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just having to wait that long between levels is just... Or, not even between levels. Anytime you turned the game on. I imagine, say you have 15 minutes of playtime. I mean... Honestly, if you only have 15 minutes of playtime, play a different game. But...
Yeah, like... That's the one thing that I loved the Xbox 360 over like PlayStation 4 was the fact that PlayStation 3 is the fact that there's like next to no load time when you first get your game. You know, you don't have to like update a huge patch. If it is, it's like a patch that'll last like a minute, but you don't have to have that mandatory install for like ever. Where I remember Resident Evil, where
or the ridiculous system updates. Oh my god!
I just remember for Resident Evil, like Capcom was like, "Here's things you can do. You know, get yourself a sandwich, get yourself some milk, do this, do that, because you're gonna be playing that game for a long time." And then I traded it in less than a week later.
Speaking of this, you know what's really weird to me?
What
is the increasing DRM on consoles? Like, you already have to have the physical disc in there. I mean, they have something that's like the holy grail. Like, PC games are moving away from DRM.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving away from those dark times because, I mean, I guess we've stopped buying the lie that every pirated game is a sale lost.
What I love is the lie that every 7 years, your entire game library either goes in a box or just completely away.
All right, but you know you're breaking away from the subject.
Yeah,
there.
of course.
But what I mean to say is consoles already have like this built-in holy grail of DRM. You at least have to have a physical copy of the game to play it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, so the very idea that they're wanting to implement these licensings to tie a game to an account, it's like they want everything the PC has at its worst.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, the more DRM starts to go away because publishers are like, wait, what? You don't want to lose half your roster of Street Fighter characters when you have a internet outage?
Yeah.
You know? Then you have the console people who are like, you can't own games anymore. But, like, it's really weird because, like, Steam kind of had DRM in the sense that you had to dial home, kind of like the Xbox One did. It was, like, not every 24 hours, but...
They talked about that recently. That's a bug.
It's a bug.
That is
years, it's a bug.
For years. Well, they were like, you people need to tell us these are bug reports. You shouldn't just assume it's a feature. We're working on fixing that now.
I mean, in their defense, though, I mean, technically,
in our defense, I can understand why everyone thought it was a feature. Yeah. Why would someone make a service like that and not implement something like that? If it had worked, it would have been like a miracle. Like, oh my god, they gave us the freedom to play offline.
Man, I can't believe some companies still try to do DRM. Like, I love SimCity and their DRM, how it was like, we have
game breaking.
Yeah. And then they went into the program and they found the code, like it's like a line or two of code, and they just took it away or something, or it has to dial home, you know, every so often, and then you can play it online indefinitely.
Yeah,
that's old news, of course, but yeah.
Oh no, and they're actually offering an official patch that'll let you just play offline. Look, and here's the thing: that game still sold millions. They have no reason to fix it.
Yeah,
they made fuck tons of money on that. And here's the thing, they got rewarded for that. And people knew this was going to happen. This is just weird to me. People know when things are bad and broken, and they still shovel their money into these holes.
And despite that, Microsoft, knowing that people do that, and people are like, it should be more like it is on PC, you know, and they're like, okay. They actually listened to their fan base, took out features that they could always re-implement, you know, if they really wanted to flip the switch back on. It just boggles my mind that they actually listened, and then people are complaining that they listened, and they're like, what do you mean we can't install all of our games and throw our discs away, you know? I just find it's really interesting how people work, you know?
No, that's... People are always going to disagree. No matter what you do, there are going to be naysayers. Honestly, I don't know what Microsoft should have done in this case, and honestly, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I've got Steam, and Steam is really freaking awesome. And I will admit, yeah, I feel a little bit like I'm a part of a totalitarian regime. Basically, Valve has all my games in a box, and I have to trust that Valve won't break that box. But I think someone said, I think it may have been Warren Spector, always bet on... No one ever lost money betting on Valve to this point.
That is true. Except for the people who keep... the people who bet against Valve, like, Valve can't count to 3. You know? They're finally doing Half-Life 3. That's hilarious. Maybe, we think... You know?
I fully, wholeheartedly believe they have worked on a project that was intended to be a Half-Life 3 and could still be Half-Life 3.
No, what they need to do is, they need to be like, okay, so we worked on a game, and we wanted it to be called Half-Life 3. It is the best game that is ever made. It was too good to be called Half-Life 3. And then they're like, so now it is Half-Life spin-off X.
It's just life this time.
It's life. It's full life. Full Life 1.
Yeah.
So, question, why is it called Half-Life? Does it have to do with radiation?
Yeah, radiation.
Okay, because that's what I was thinking. Because I'm like, Half-Life radiation. Isn't their symbol like radioactive or something?
No, that's the, I think that's the symbol for lambda?
Lambda?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, that's right. I think you're right on that one, actually.
Yeah. But, no, it's so weird to me. Why do consoles need... I can't believe someone's out there like, man, it just burns me to the core inside, knowing that people are able to share their games like they always have before. Like, they want a status quo that's never existed.
What I don't get is, okay, so on the PC, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You can install your games on Steam. You can play them online and all that, and it's fine. You know, they never have to dial home eventually now.
Well, no, I think you still do.
Yeah.
They're working on fixing that.
The thing with Xbox One is they're like, okay, since you still want to own games, we're going to make it where you can't install them and just be able to... Even if you're online, you're still going to have to put that disc in. Like, that boggles my mind, because people are like... when they heard that, they're like, why? It's already installed onto the system. If we have online, can't you just be like, have a binary system that's like, are you online right now? Okay, you are allowed to play this game now. You know?
Well, the reason is you could install it and then give the disc to someone who doesn't play online.
You could, I suppose. Yeah. I don't know. I just find the whole system kind of funny.
Yeah. I mean, I love GOG right now.
Good old games.
Good old games. DRM free. I mean, I still generally tend to prefer to... I like... You know what? No, I like more than GOG is Humble Bundle.
Oh my god, the Humble Bundle got me into PC gaming, and it got me into play Steam. Especially the latest Humble Bundle, which it's like, we'll give you Batman. Lots of Batman.
That bundle is a bad example, because those games...
I love Batman now!
Those games require both Steam and games for Windows Live.
They are not supporting your argument about DRM, but I love Batman now, David. You don't understand.
Had you not played those games before?
No!
They're
played
amazing.
a demo, and the demo was bad. They were right to say that no more demos. Yeah. Demos will just scare you away from a game.
Yeah. Yeah, so what I love about Humble Bundle is you get a Steam code. Because you know what? I don't care that Steam is functionally DRM. I want it to be online so I can talk to my friends. I love having all my games in one place in a tiny little box. I love the price that I pay for those games. I mean, I'm not buying them day one. Day one, you're paying full price still. I mean, but I like being able to get older games that I missed for, like, really cheap. And, like, keep them as part of my collection. And I like the idea that eventually you might even be able to trade them. I think that'll be good.
Yeah, it is interesting, the concept of trading a digital license.
You should be able to. I think it's only fair.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we're already entering an era where digital goods are considered actual goods, so why not, you know?
I'll be honest, I'm less in a hurry to be able to sell games out of my library. I've never honestly liked selling my games.
Yeah, no, that's the one thing I love about, Android systems with Google Play, PC gaming with Steam. It is yours.
Yeah.
Like Xbox as well is a great example with their licenses for the Xbox 360 games you've downloaded. As it is right now, I can sell my system, I can re-download it the next time I have a system, or go over to my friend's house, re-download it if I want to. It is mine. I own that. Nintendo, however, will never understand this concept of you own this game, so it should be be able to just travel with you wherever the hell you want it to.
Yeah, but I want to go down the list of reasons why I would sell a game. I'm out of physical space. I don't want any more games sitting on a shelf. The console doesn't work anymore, and they don't sell them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Console doesn't work anymore, and it's so old, like, I don't care enough. And then, by the time you sell those games, they're not worth anything. The only other reason I might sell a game is because it's so bad I don't like it. But something? It's way more rewarding to throw those games away. I only sell them because I'm cheap. You know what I want more than I want the ability to trade games on Steam? Is the ability to just throw it away. No one can ever have this copy that I paid for.
It's a great reason to sell a game?
What's that?
It's Resident Evil 6. It's a great reason. I'm like, I am owed something for playing this. I want money back. Like, I got an insane amount for GameStop giving me my money back because it was like the first week. I got like $42 back. Plus, I was able to keep, of course, the digital games that came with my better version that I bought.
Green Man Gaming already lets you resell games.
What?
Yeah, they'll buy them back from you. Digital games.
Huh?
Yeah. I mean, as long as it's not Steam required, yeah, they'll do that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, have you never heard of Green Man Gaming?
I have. I knew they sold games, and they sold games pretty cheaply because I always see like money saving like stuff. I've subscribed to some stuff. They're like Good Old Games has this, Green Man Games has that.
There were a couple of games that I probably would not have bought when they first came out, except that because I'm really enjoying a lot of competition, and there was a time not too long ago, probably about mid to last year to mid this year, where early this year, where new launch titles were coming out and getting absolutely ridiculous discounts right out the gate, right before and right at launch, and then they went up to full price immediately. So but I got Deus Ex Human Revolution when it first came out for, I think it was like $30.
Yeah.
And BioShock Infinite, that was a game that's selling for $60 even on Steam when it first came out. I got that for $30, and that included a full copy of the new XCOM game, not the new one, not the shameful one.
The first new one.
Let's just pretend they called it XCOM, Declassified Bureau, whatever. They called it that. It's not XCOM.
Mm-hmm.
So it came with the good XCOM that just came out, and it came with another game. I can't really remember what. But it basically, it functionally came with so much. Oh, and there was a $15 off coupon, so I got to buy something else later at $15. If you boil it down and subtract away the value of everything else I paid there, did I get BioShock Infinite for free or $10 or what?
What I love about PC gaming, from what I've seen, console gaming, the philosophy is, I don't want to spend X amount of money upgrading my system every couple of years, which is erroneous these days, it seems. But even if that were true, PC games, from what I've always seen, even before Steam, they seem cheaper in general. It's like, I remember Ultimate Spider-Man when that came out. It was like $30 or something, when it was like $50 or so on PlayStation 2. And it's like, dude, you are paying more for a PC, hypothetically, but you are paying less to do what you want to do on it.
I guess if you buy fewer games, it still pays off to do the console route.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just playing Call of Duty or you're just a Final Fantasy junkie or something.
No, here's the other thing I love about Steam, and I don't want to sound like just a trumpet for like how great Steam is.
You know, it also makes tea, I hear.
I wish. I like tea. But I mean, they are currently just working their asses off to erode the boundaries between PC gaming and console gaming. I mean, you haven't played it. You should. I would really like you to play on the Steam box and tell me what you think of it.
I downloaded Batman.
Did you actually play it though?
No.
I thought you had. You talked like 10 minutes.
I played it on my computer.
Oh, okay. So you have played
not on
it
the Steam box.
Okay.
I played it in the uncomfortable setting of like a ottoman without a back, hunched over at a computer. 5 inches away from my face. I haven't sat down like got that console experience of like, hey, I can relax because I'm trying to enjoy what I'm doing.
You should do that. I would really like your opinion on this. That's why I put it in the living room.
I'm playing a PC game if I'm playing Batman. Or I'm sorry, I'm playing a console game if I'm playing Batman. So then all you're gonna get is me is like, man, this is just like as if I was playing a 360, not better. Don't you want? I would have to play like a game that's exclusively PC that I have to play in a different way. I feel to be like, yeah, it's pretty cool playing on this Steam box thing.
I think that's why they're trying to deliver this new controller. I'm really interested in the Valve controller.
It has like a touch screen on it. It is interesting. But question, are the button colors the same as the 360 one? Because they already have a lot of Steam games that use that color configuration the 360 controller uses.
I think it will, but I don't think it's going to work like that because... I know that the right side it treats it like an analog stick. Or do they have the buttons? I don't know. I'm not 100%. I've heard that it's really well implemented. I've heard it's good.
Okay, because they went through a crap ton of different prototypes.
Yeah. All right, when I say I heard it's good, I heard the guy who the coder for Super Meat Boy say that he could play Super Meat Boy with it.
Okay,
and
so this
that's
isn't
good
someone
enough
from Steam.
No. That to me that's the most difficult game I have ever played. I considered not just breaking my keyboard, but throwing the actual tower out the window.
You played it on your keyboard?
Yeah, I played it on my keyboard.
I think platformers are better. Now, this isn't my console elitist snob coming out. I think you need a controller for platformers.
Well, I did go back and play through Meat Boy with a controller, and it was a little bit easier. I did like it. So, anywho, just the fact that he says... this game is playable. Meat Boy in particular is playable with his controller. Yeah. That speaks volumes to me.
But, for it not to be playable, I played Devil May Cry on a laptop. Devil May Cry 4 at like 14 frames per second for like 5 minutes. It played. Playable has such a big definition.
No.
Did he say it played very well?
He said it played well enough he could do some of the really advanced, stupid stuff. Okay,
and I don't know because it's not out, but I am curious. What is the preference for the people that like Meat Boy? Is it like 360 controller or is it keyboard?
360 controller is the better way to go.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was a game that was designed to meet their whole Meat Boy summer thing from Xbox Live Arcade, I remember. So,
yeah.
That makes sense.
That game is so hard. Oh my god.
Yeah, I need to pick it up again.
That game being playable with the controller is validation for that controller in my eyes. Knowing...
Speaking about Edmund and his games, when's Mutagenics coming out? Is it out yet?
Oh, no, I think it's coming out 2014. I was thinking maybe this year. I was hoping this year. Is it... Wait. Can we Google?
We do have an internet.
Would we be considered bad people for pulling this up while we're talking?
I think we might actually be. Because you can probably hear every single keystroke.
Yeah, you're at Google. Why did you start typing... Okay.
You don't... yeah. I'm the reason why Google is so high up on the Google results for things that people search for. Okay? Okay, let's see. Mutagenics release date 2014. Release. I'm going to have to actually click on a link. Now we're going to have to read. People don't have time for us to read.
No. Although I do love that song. That song is so awesome.
It is a pretty good song. Mugenics.
Yeah.
I shouldn't play the teaser. I could
really
get in
shouldn't.
trouble, yeah. Does it say
2014
That's
release
all it
date.
says. It's all we've learned from
Oh
Googling.
God, that's too long away. I could not imagine a point in my life when I would ever have said, man, you know what I want to play and what game someone should make is a Crazy Cat Lady Simulator.
Yeah,
That was...
that's the dream right there.
That is the dream. To not just... I mean, these guys are so great. I love Binding of Isaac so much and Super Meat Boy so much that, just... I don't care that it's a Crazy Cat Lady Simulator. That was the game I wanted most this year.
The interesting thing, and this is great where indie games really excel at, is if they can take a genre of game that you've maybe are against or have never played and make you a fan of that game, I mean, they've really done their job, and that's the problem that they have with most games these days. I mean, I never thought I'd get into, like, Dead Rising,
Yeah.
for example, because I don't like zombie games for the most part. But I did. Anyways, we are running out of time. Is there anything else you'd like to say, David?
No, just thanks for listening, and anyone who did.
Yeah, and if Edmund's out there listening to this, which I seriously doubt...
Please work harder and faster. I don't care if it kills you or your cat.
Wow, that got darker than I anticipated. You want his cat dead.
I want his game.
You want his cat to starve to death so you can play a video game. That will piss off Mrs. Edmund.
That will.
Well, catch you guys next week on Words Are Bullshit. Did I say ship?
No, you said words are bullshit.
Okay. Just make sure. Anyways, catch you next time on Words Are Bullshit, episode 3. Wait. 4.
Don't even try and count. We'll
Counting
count later.
hurts. Okay.